Hello again, everyone. How the devil are we? This is the BBC Spews. I am the Angry Bootneck, and this is, without any shadow of a doubt, the best comical news roundup you'll ever see. So let's get to it. First things first, AOC's been talking fucking nonsense. The thing with AOC, right, I find it truly fascinating how badly things have gone wrong in the United States in such a short period of time. Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. It should be right up there with bollock cancer and obesity as medical conditions that the scientific community worry about endlessly, because that one loathing for that one orange president has sent the world mad. The United States has some of the best institutions in the world. Things like the New York Times and the Washington Post are famed, ancient by American standards, revered, owled institutions that were, quite rightly looked at with some awe all around the world. Some of the big stories the Washington Post broke back in the day is quite staggering and Pulitzer-worthy. That's why they were so respected. And they have now started just running outright, full-blown communist propaganda that Chairman Mao would be proud of. It really is quite fascinating to see how just because one crass, glow-in-the-dark billionaire managed to be a bit direct with his speech and annoy a lot of people, and it just sent them mad, like mental. I've been reading stories in the Washington Post. I googled AOC to really get to the meat of what she'd been saying when they were saying she was telling lies, and I was astounded to find headlines in both the Washington Post and the New York Times. Big headlines saying AOC told the truth 100%. Analysis, AOC didn't tell any lies. AOC told some absolute whoppers, and everybody knows it. If you've got eyes and ears, you know AOC is a lying twat. The Washington Post saying they've done an analysis and found that AOC didn't tell any lies is absurd. It is ridiculous. It's like the CCP telling us there's no rice in China. It is mad as fuck. And now she's come out with this sexual assault story, right? She says, AOC's revealed she's the survivor of sexual assault. First of all, don't want to demean sexual assault. It's a terrible thing. I know it emotionally drains you and it's hard to deal with. But I still don't like the terms they use. The word soup the communists like to fucking reel off every time they say anything. Especially AOC, she loves it. Use our bodies. Marginalised, inform outcomes. They use the same shit buzzwords all the time. Survivor of sexual assault. Maybe if the only time we used the term was if it was like the survivor of a severely fucked up gang rape by like 20 Somalian pirates with machetes, then you could say survivor of sexual assault. But we use this shit for like, oh yeah, you know what? I was walking around my local nightclub at 1 o'clock in the morning, dressed like a futuristic prostitute, and a man winked at me and then slapped my ass. Survivor. It's like, listen, you shouldn't be slapping your ass if you haven't got permission. Shouldn't do that. But you're not a survivor, are you? Survivor? Survivor suggests to me something fucking awful and brutal has happened. It doesn't mean minor inconvenience or annoyance. So first of all, I don't like the fucking way they frame these fucking things. Survivor of sexual assault. In this day and age, that could be a man blew me a kiss and he was fat and ugly, right? If they're handsome, it's never a sexual assault, is it? If a handsome man blows you a kiss, oh yeah, you go, girlfriend. But if he's a fat, ugly ginger, you go, ugh, I've just been sexually assaulted. Fuck off. I also note she doesn't tell us who it was. No dates. Do we believe her? After all the lies she's been caught spreading, do we believe this? I know they should also say believe all women, but again, women tell lies. Men tell lies. Humans tell lies. Having a minge doesn't mean you are a bastion of virtue and honesty. I don't believe her. The evidence suggests she tells lies a lot, so I don't believe her. I think she's using it to make a political statement. If that makes me a bad person because you're not allowed to think that women occasionally tell lies, well, sorry. I guess despite the fact I haven't got a criminal record and I've never once horsed one into anyone who wasn't quite comfortable with the idea, apparently I'm the bad guy now because I think politicians tell lies. Fucking hell. You might as well be a bad guy for thinking water's wet. I like the way she said, I haven't told many people that in my life. Oh yeah, so you just dropped it on 4 or 5 billion, right? Who's not going to hear about it? Is she making it like she's trying to keep it quiet? I haven't told many people this, so I'm just going to drop it on a fucking reporter on TV. Anyway, didn't tell any more about it, like literally nothing. Just said, I'm a survivor of sexual assault, nothing else. So first of all, if you got raped, right, and you didn't tell anyone about it, and you didn't do anything about it, you didn't report it to the police, you are immoral because you've let a rapist get away with it. You have a moral responsibility to save other women from that same trauma, and you didn't do anything about it because you're either a liar or a coward. Pick one. Neither's a good look. Secondly, she didn't think she was going to die. Her story was total fiction. It would be more believable if she said, I was chased by a gunman, and then I got to the top of this big high skyscraper and a craggy-faced FBI guy started shooting at me from a helicopter, so I grabbed a hose pipe and did a flying kick off the side, and then I smashed through a window at the bottom, and then I shot a German in the head. That is as believable. I saw a satire about that on the Babylon Bee. Fucking made me laugh. Anyway, total nonsense. Bollocks. Never happened. She said it was like a zombie movie. Fuck me. That carnival atmosphere. The least scary, shittest insurrection in human history, where almost nobody had a firearm, let alone a set of webbing on, pepper potting up the corridors, like I've said in a past video. It was the shittest insurrection ever, if you call it that. It wasn't. It was a bit of a riot, a few knobheads got out of hand, and they posted for selfies and fucked about a little bit. It wasn't an insurrection. Nobody was genuinely terrified. And the story she told about a bloke coming in and frightening her, well, it turned out the bloke was a copper. The bloke was a copper. Apparently came in and went, where's AOC? And she went, oh my God. And he went, I'm a copper. And she went, well, I didn't know. He could have been Hans Gruber. He couldn't. He couldn't. You're a liar. You lying, toothy, draw your eyebrows on with a marker pen, lying bastard. That's what you are. AOC, fucking liar. And purely out of Trump-induced insanity, the likes of the Washington Post, the New York Times, and obviously the formerly proud BBC have just totally threw caution to the wind and just said, you know what, we are just propaganda now. We're just propaganda. If anyone says anything bad about someone we like politically, we will not tell you the truth. Shocking. I weep for the BBC. 20 years ago, the BBC, and I used to brag about the BBC in America, used to say to people, well, fucking hell, you should get your news off the BBC. Better than the shit you get on TV over here? Not anymore. It is full-blown commie propaganda, and if they like the person who fucks the kid, pushes the pensioner down the well, rapes a fucking nun, they will cover it up for them. Because they don't give a shit. They are a full-blown politically partisan ideologue. They will tell you if Boris Johnson gets a parking ticket, but they wouldn't tell you if Keir Starmer got caught diddling a choir boy. It wouldn't happen. If Keir Starmer bummed 20 choir boys and then set them all on fire, the BBC would cover it up for him because they are fucking shocking. Shameless fucking drivel. Tragedy. And the New York Times and the Washington Post. Revered institutions wiped out. No fucking credibility at all. The Beano has got more credibility than the fucking Washington Post now. It's criminal what they've done. Moving on, Brexit. 71 pages of paperwork for one lorry of fish. Listen, right? Look, the story, I have to at least read a paragraph. It's slow, it's outdated, it's challenging. We never expected. Fucking the grandfather from Dorset said he's been selling fish for fucking 60 years. And now it's a total nightmare. You can't get fish from port to plate. Absolute fucking clusterfuck. Listen, I went to the shop this weekend. I got fish. Still there. Not that bad. Fish seems to still be available to those that want some fish. So the BBC is exaggerating the problem as usual. Secondly, even if this story is true, even if every word of it's true, it isn't. But even if it was, we know. No Conservative, no Brexit voter thought Brexit was going to be painless. We didn't. Nobody did. Everybody knew it was going to be hard. And we said, it might get hard. It might be difficult. But we can do it. We can soldier on. And if we have to tighten our belts and have a bit less money and stop eating as much French cheese, we can handle it. Because it's worth it. It is worth it for our sovereignty, our grandchildren's futures. It is worth it to be able to fire the scum that lord it over us. We hate our 650 MPs. We don't want to have another 1,000 from foreign countries on the payroll as well. It is worth the risk, but we knew it was a risk and we knew it was going to be hard. So even if this all is true, it still doesn't invalidate the point or make Brexiteers go, fucking hell, 71 pages of paperwork for fish? Well, let's just fucking stay in then. That's not what anybody thinks. We don't. We knew it was going to be tough and we did it anyway. So shut the fuck up, BBC. You lost. You lost 5 times. General election, European election, general election, referendum. You can't win. You never win. You can't say we have to stay in the EU or go back in the EU, whatever the fuck you want us to do now. We've already left. You can't do it. Who cares what you think and who cares how much paperwork you need for fish? You lost. You lost. You lost again. You keep losing, so we have to fucking leave. I don't understand how we have to keep making this point. It's over. It's over. Forget about it. Get on with your fucking life. They might as well be complaining about Italia 90, right? Fucking hell, what happened in Italia 90? Who cares? It's gone. It's in the past. Move forward. The future's still unwritten. Don't know who said that. Gandalf? No. Some Daniel Bedingfield's fucking sister, wasn't it? Get on with it. Get on with it. Christ almighty, they are like a broken record. Do me a favour. China's been kicking off again and Joe Biden's got about as much interest in that as Stevie Wonder has in going to the next IMAX fucking release, right? He doesn't care because they own him. They own him. He is the CCP's budgie. He belongs to them. As their goal is to destroy everyone. Not ambiguous, that is it. They can't spin that. The goal is to destroy everyone. What, just a few people? Not everyone. Everyone. Yeah, Biden's like, it's only everyone. I mean, fuck it. It's only everyone. Jesus. Women in China's re-education camps, the Uyghurs, have been systematically raped, sexually abused, tortured. Oh my God. You may find some of the details in this story distressing. I bet you Joe Biden doesn't. Bet you Hunter Biden doesn't. Bet you the Bidens think it's fucking fine and dandy. Because guess whose payroll they're on? The men always wore masks. Tus near Xiao Dun said, even though there was no pandemic then. They wore suits, not police uniforms. Sometimes after midnight, they took the women to the black room where they had no surveillance cameras. The most unforgettable scar on me forever, she said. I don't even want the words to spill from my mouth. I won't bore you with the grisly details, but it is seriously fucked up what the Chinese have been doing to those people. Absolutely shocking. Torture, gang rape, murder, organ harvesting. You cannot make this shit up. It is absolutely shocking. And Joey, don't give 2 fucks. Yeah, we know what went on. Again, we know what we knew before the election. The Chinese owned him. His family has literally took millions of pounds off them. Millions of dollars, sorry, off the Chinese. We know this. America wasn't such a swamp politically. He wouldn't have even been legally allowed to run. I don't think he'd have been legally allowed to run in England. You know, we have laws about you're not allowed to own a certain amount of stock and conflict of interest and things like that. Seriously, Joe Biden shouldn't have even been allowed to run. When they found out that Joe Biden was taking money off, well, anyone who'd fucking give him it, Joe Biden was more happy taking money than the tramp outside Tesco's shaking his fucking fake charity box. He would take money off anyone that would give him it. China, Russia, Ukraine, anyone. Everything they accused Trump of, they were actually doing. They were accusing Trump with no evidence. He was doing it. We know he's done it. It's not just my opinion. It's not a conspiracy theory. He's took money off China. The Chinese were giving his son money and they said, save some for the big guy. He always got a cut of every penny Hunter made from these people. I mean, it's black and white. Not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. So he shouldn't have even been allowed to run. He is not interested in holding the Chinese to account, and we are all in the shit thanks to Joe Biden. You can't even blame the Americans, can you? Because it was an unheard of propaganda campaign. Full-blown propaganda, like I said, Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, they're all the same, MSNBC. You can't expect... Sometimes the odds are too insurmountable, and the poor bastards just couldn't win. There was too much stacked up against them. They had 2 thumbs on the scales. 2 thumbs... And that bloke who jumped off a hot air balloon into outer space, yeah, his balls were on the scale as well. Just overloaded. There was no way they could have won. Poor bastards. And now they've got Budgie Biden. CCP's fucking own personal poultry. It's a terrible thing. And the Chinese are just going to be taking the piss for the next 4 years. Is it going to be something we can get over? Who knows? Who fucking knows? I always say never bet against America, but it's getting bad now. It's getting bad. And they're going to just do whatever the fuck they like with total impunity because they own the guy in the White House. Maybe it'll be a good thing when he kicks the bucket and Kamala Harris takes over. I mean, I've never thought I'd say anything good about Kamala fucking Sutra, but that yo-yo Nick at Jezebel has had more pricks than a second-hand dartboard, but she might be better than Joe, because at least, hopefully, I don't think they've given her any money. She hasn't sent her oily little fucking kids over there getting money off the CCP. They might try and buy her when the time comes, but I think it'll be best for us all if he shuffles off the fucking mortal coil and we can replace him with someone that doesn't belong to the Communist Party. So, we'll see. Just to add fuel to the fire, China's now promoting an education drive to make boys more manly. The one thing that Jordan Peterson and all the educated people have been saying that we should do for years, they've started doing. Because again, they're just better than us now. They are winning. We're losing. They're winning. The communists have took over. They're weakening us. And now the Chinese, who go on about communism all the time, are actually acting more like capitalists. So we are in serious shit. Look, there's a load of Chinese blokes doing fucking kung fu on the beach. It says, a notice from the Education Ministry has caused a stir. It suggested young Chinese men have become too feminine. The message has been criticised as sexist by many online users. Yeah, social justice activists in the West. But some say China's male celebrities are partly to blame. Yeah, so they're going to be teaching them to be fucking strong, fit, independent, team players, lift weights, do exercise, be emotionally strong. All the stuff that we're doing the exact opposite of. The Chinese media's obviously noticed this shit and went, what, do we want the next generation to be a total bunch of dickless losers? What are you doing, you weirdos? And they've gone, yeah, terrible idea. Well, we're still on the dickless losers part, boys and girls. Yeah, dickless loser is our fucking forte now, isn't it? We are dickless loser specialists, and it's going to go tits up very, very soon. So yeah, terrible news. President Xi, he likes footy. He's more manly than fucking Biden, isn't he? So we're in the shit. Yeah. Screaming Chinamen are going to be running across the battlefield at obese transgender virgins. Who do you think's going to win that scrap? Eh? I hope the fucking drones are on the ball, because the meat is fucking shit. Yeah? I hope our drones are up to the task, because our human soldiers are going to be fucking useless. Bezos is going to have to save us again with his army of Terminators, because the fucking humans that are going to be representing the West in this death match are about as much use as tits on a fish. Christ almighty. Let's do one more. Oh, here's a good one. Erratic Trump should not get intelligence briefings right. This from a man who started going on about his pubes and roaches in the middle of a fucking speech, right? Who was as light as a kite and is clearly suffering from the advanced stages of dementia. And he says Trump is erratic, so he shouldn't get intel briefings. Holy shit. If that isn't every single kettle in the universe calling every pot black, I don't know what is. What's he going to have a go at Trump at next? He's going to say Trump's balding. Trump's eyes are too blue. Trump's an old white man. Is he just going to pick out all of his worst traits and project them onto Trump? He said, despite the fact it's been a well-known tradition, there's no value in giving him an intelligence briefing, it doesn't have any impact on anything, and he might slip and say something. Alright, yeah. So he might slip and say something, but Joe Biden, bastion of fucking integrity and fully functioning youthful brain, he definitely wouldn't slip and say anything, would he? Yeah, definitely wouldn't slip and start talking about pubes in the middle of a fucking presidential campaign. Jesus wept. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like Biden knows I'm watching him and he thinks, what can I do to give Matty some good yucks on Sunday? Like he knows, he must know I'm watching him and he's doing me a favour. Cheers, Joe. Cheers. I do appreciate it. You absolute walking sausage. Fuck me. Meat pies have got more brains than Joe Biden and he's calling Trump erratic. I cannot believe it. You know, there was a few better stories, but I've lost them. I seen a great one last week, some crazy social justice nonsense, but I've actually been working overtime for the last week, so I don't know where it's gone. I've unfortunately lost some of the stories I wanted to do. Anyway, It's fine. If I get back on the rope and find it, I'll stick it in next week's show. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was the BBC Spews. Hey, I'm nearly at 25 now, so we'll crack on, onwards and upwards. Thanks for watching. Share it if you haven't already. It's free, you twats. And I'll see you all very soon. Cheers.